Welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting. I'm your host, DJ Impact, and I got all of the bad boys here with me. And we just finished watching NXT TakeOver 31. And fellas, does NXT ever fail us? I mean, I can't think of a time where they ever do. 4 matches, and I mean, all of them on point. Let's start with the NXT North American Championship with Damian Priest and Johnny Gargano. Fellas, what do you think of that particular match? Damian is a beast, right?
Yeah,
basically.
Without question. I mean, that match was so good. For a minute there, I thought that Johnny might have pulled it off, but it was a hell of a match.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was also good too because
Johnny might have pulled it off.
I'm hearing an echo there. But I really felt that it showed the strengths of both Priest and Gargano. Gargano having a counter literally for most of the match. I mean, it just, like I said, he's been in matches before where he's been outsized, and again, he showed why he is Johnny Wrestling essentially. Excellent match from start to finish.
Did anyone have any doubts that that Damian was going to was not going to win this match at all?
I thought it was the coronation, baby. I thought it was going to be King and Queen tonight. Gargano and Candice LeRae.
You mean Team HOA?
Yeah.
They're about as annoying as the HOA in your neighborhood. That's why I call them Team HOA.
Yeah, I thought it might have happened, but not tonight.
Not tonight. No.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, you'd be dumb to go through and think that they were going to give you that storybook ending, Lucky. Come on. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but obviously that's one great thing with NXT is, they set you up for these storylines and then it just ends up being a giant red herring. And I think that, as we've seen creative teams come and go from NXT, the storylines have always been solid. They've always been on point, and it just blows my mind how that cannot happen on the main roster.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. And by the way, let me welcome all of our viewers right now. We are live streaming on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Periscope, and all the above and all that. So we do welcome all of you and thank you for being a part of it. And live video comments. If you got a comment you want to break, type in. We'll try to get it on at some point, especially, if you watch the shows as well and you want to get your point across. So it looks like before we even jump to our next match, the Capitol Wrestling Center. What do you guys take on that? I'll be honest with you, before I read up on what it is, I was wondering, like, where are they moving to? Where is this place? And so
shut up, Lucky. Just shut the fuck up. You did not predict shit.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you. Your dumbass was like, hey, they need to expand the performance center right after they laid off the people. So fuck off. You were the one who came up with this. And by the way, if you want to say, oh, I take credit for this, more than please go ahead and take credit, because it looks so fucking stupid. It wasn't a fucking update at all.
Yeah. Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. He's a little bitter tonight.
I will have to disagree slightly.
Not at all.
I would have to disagree slightly, although it wasn't imaginative and mind-blowing what they did with it. I do like the slight adjustments of having the screens elevated high enough and then still keeping what NXT has done thus far, kind of having like a cage atmosphere. I had mentioned in the Vegas Bad Boys podcasting app, which you can download on Google Play and Apple while we're watching it. I said it's like Thunderdome meets Fight Club. And I liked it. I liked the energy. I know you don't like it, Michaels, and that's okay. Everybody can have an opinion. But, I will say
your opinion's wrong.
Well, it doesn't matter if my opinion's wrong. Your frown is a little jacked up, and it's okay, bro. You can be in your feelings, but I'm not. And I thought it was great. And I know you respect my opinion, don't you, Michaels?
I can respect your opinion, but I can't agree with your taste.
Thank you. You don't have to agree with me. You just have to respect my opinion because I respect yours. Fine, sir.
Well, listen, the folks that were in the CWC were excited. I guess apparently they're going to start playing around with the idea of having some fans there. I think tonight they were having friends and family of wrestlers that was coming through acting as fans, but they're just getting closer to that moment of getting it back to where it used to be. On to our next match, Velveteen Dream and Kushida. What was your take? King Lucky's giving that look like he wasn't really buying it, but Kushida came right. He didn't even get an intro. He just came right in the ring and just started going off on Velveteen. What was your guys' take on that?
I thought it was amazing.
Let's go, Lucky. Wait, Simon, let Lucky say how they're not using the Dream right.
Yep.
And he should be the champion, and they should put him on a pedestal.
Go ahead.
Listen.
So fucking predictable.
Listen. I'm okay. The Dream's he's serving out some punishment, baby. I knew he was gonna take the L. As soon as they had him take the match, I knew where it was going.
Oh,
so
now you're not outraged. You picked the match. You already knew the match.
I already knew. It was clear.
You're floating on everything, dude.
What were they gonna do?
Instead of making yourself a fucking shirt, make yourself a pair of flip flops.
Yeah, sure. Hey, listen. When the match got announced, and I knew Kushida was gonna win. I didn't think Dream had a chance at winning. So go make yourself a pair of flip-flops.
Next time, what are you fucking talking about? Next time, D, take the fucking poll beforehand, all right? Take the predictions, because we didn't do predictions. This motherfucker's just going to change his mind on everything and anything.
Listen, I'm not a Kushida fan, okay? But I do realize that he was set up to win this one. So, there's no brainer.
Set up to win.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't even really have much to say to that. You can you just dug your own hole with that.
I don't know how. He was booked to win. You want me to say it that way? How about that?
All right. I have to interject. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. King Lucky, that's a little bullshit, and you didn't do your homework, because if you you'd have known that Kushida been hot since 2005. And I'm glad that NXT is finally showcasing him for everybody else who watched Kushida when he was in New Japan.
Wait. Hold on. You're blowing my mind here. Kushida, his last name is Ben Hot?
I didn't say that.
You just said.
I just said he been hot, man, bro.
No, you said Ben Hot. Kushida Ben Hot.
I'm glad you guys got off my nuts and got on his. How about that?
Hey, that's all right.
He says.
First of all, I got enough nut for everybody to have a bite if that's what we're talking about. Oh,
my Lord.
Yeah, I said it. Goddamn, these balls is huge. But besides the point, what I am saying is I'm happy to see that, and even before this match, that they're finally showcasing Kushida like I envision it. We all have a wish list of people that we see come in, and we want to see good things from them based on what they've done in previous in other promotions. And I'm finally glad to see it. It was a great match. Kushida turned on the intensity, did not let up at all, and beat the shit out of Velveteen Dream, Doc Brown wannabe costume. I was wondering why he came out with gloves on. I thought he was going to clean some shit.
Yeah.
But it made sense to finally put the two pieces together. I said, I get it. Kushida dressed up as Marty McFly from Back to the Future, and he was Doc Brown. But it was a great match. Really great match.
Since you're so high on Kushida, I want you to tell me what his ceiling is in the WWE. Let's start with NXT first.
In NXT, I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the picture as North American champion. I guarantee I easily, probably within the next couple of months, and I'm being bold with that statement. I think right now he's really good. Now, as far as WWE is concerned, if he goes up to the main roster, we do know that WWE has had a past where they haven't been too good. We're promoting Japanese wrestlers, but they've gotten better. Asuka's seen some better days, and we'll see what happens. You know, I would like to see the ceiling be as high as it possibly can. I like him. He's a fan favorite. You know, hate me if you want. It's my opinion.
Indeed.
And he been out.
And I guess after the match, I mean, Kushida went back on him. I mean, just went back hard on him.
That was actually something that stood out for me because, you know, I for most of his career, he's always been a babyface, you know, rather milquetoast, kind of straightforward, a kid, basically. I mean, he's Marty McFly. Like, he's been running that gimmick for years and years and years. So
it wasn't intentional that they had a kid beat up on Dream.
That was where I was going.
Well, at least he didn't ask him to work out first.
So, but all shit aside, once you look at the subtext of them using a Marty McFly clone and, you know, a everyday young teenager beating the shit out of Velveteen Dream, then, you know, it's all good. But even in spite of that, the you know, with all of the aggression that Kushida showed, especially as of late, he's always been a babyface, and, you know, he's never really shown a whole lot of intensity. So I think that it's about damn time that we start to see this side of this character and see where he goes from here. Honestly, I'd love it if he just, you know, went full on heel.
You know what I'd like too, Sin City? I would like somebody to call him Chicken. You chicken, since he's Marty McFly. You chicken, and then he just turns on and goes that intensity that way. Excellent. I know, Matt Michaels, you hated that shit. I get it.
Jesus.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, we go right over into our next match, the NXT Women's Championship. Io Shirai, Candice. Oh, what happened? What happened, Sin City?
You skipped the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, totally did.
I sure did.
That was Lucky's favorite match.
You're right. I'm so sorry. NXT, thank you for the correction. Cruiser weight championships. Santos Escobar versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. All right. You know what? I was ready to just make that one my favorite match of the entire night, to be honest with you. And I really didn't know which way. I mean, I was also in the app, and I had told, hey, I thought Santos more than likely was going to win, and I thought it would be because his crew was going to come in to do something with that. But at some point when I saw that they were now out of it, I was like, well, maybe Isaiah might have a shot here. I don't know. What do you guys take on it?
I thought that this match was extremely solid. It accomplished exactly what it needed to do. You gave legitimacy and credibility to your champion, and you also helped to build a babyface and just continue. Even in the loss, Swerve looked amazing, and despite the loss, I'd say that he definitely got some shine.
Yeah.
Well, I
was actually interested in the match based on, the promos that the guys cut this week. So I thought the match was really good. And I'm not a cruiserweight guy, right? Everybody knows this, but I knew
that he was going to retain the title. We know. Next.
What a prick.
Sorry, I watched the debate this week, and that was the worst thing you could have ever shown me, because now I learned a couple tricks.
That's dope. I love it. That was a good one.
Oh, man, you on the road today, bro. I love it.
Yeah. Who else got something to say about that, man? This is Santos Escobar.
You know what? I really, really enjoyed this match. kudos goes off to NXT, just how they've been really showcasing, was it about a year ago when they got the NXT Cruiserweight that was primarily going to be on NXT. They've really done a great job with that. This match kind of just sums it up and shows it. It's just amazing. Like Lucky said, the promos were spot on. The action in the ring was spot on. And it did not leave me disappointed. I actually, when the match ended, I was like, man, I could have let that go on for another 15 minutes and been okay. That's just me. I know Michaels might disagree. Maybe not. But I enjoyed it. It was an excellent, excellent match. Love to see them go at it again.
Right. Okay. We'll jump now over into the women's NXT with Io Shirai and Candice. Well, right here. What was you guys take on that? Io still is our champion, our women's champion. But yeah, I was pretty shocked. Well, I thought Candice had a pretty good chance, being that I thought what would have been a really good storyline with that, which part of it did happen. Gargano came out to help, but I actually thought maybe he was going to actually, help really pull to get her that title. But that didn't happen. So I don't know. What would you guys take on that particular match there?
Well, before I get rudely interrupted, I thought she could have won the match too. Mm-hmm. And it was a very good contest. I like the swerve with Johnny coming down, the whole nine, a lot of false finishes. And I thought she might have taken the title home. But you know what? It was cool the way they ran it out. I mean, Candice LeRae, I don't know when her time is going to be. Now you introduce Ember Moon and Toni Storm into the picture. So who knows?
Well, I'll tell you this, in the words of Matt Michaels, she doesn't need it. She doesn't need it, which is true. She doesn't need it. She doesn't need a title. The Garganos, AKA the HOA, they don't need titles. You still watch them.
Yeah.
You watching this podcast, you still watch them.
Yeah, and you bring up a really good point with that too. I mean, I could see them being almost like, I don't want to say gatekeepers, because that would imply that they're there strictly for like new people to get over on. But yeah, I could definitely see them as just talent to help build the other talent there. It wouldn't really surprise me. I mean, we all know how Vince feels about short dudes, and Johnny Gargano is not exactly a tall dude. So yeah, I think that I don't want to say this is their ceiling within WWE, but at the same time, I think that they will be a very useful asset in NXT for as long as Vince is still kicking.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget too, I mean, they've done more together than Maria and Mike Kanellis did.
Oh yeah.
Without a doubt.
Why not just, I mean, when you know where your place is,
yep,
why disrupt it? So that's fine. Let's talk about, though, Toni Storm coming back is pretty exciting.
Yes.
Ember Moon being the reveal of the person who was coming back was probably about as fucking pointless as, why was there that? What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I felt similar as you did, Michaels. I felt like where they pulled that spot for her to reveal herself, it wasn't great. I mean, you were coming off of Toni Storm, which we was all excited for, and
Right.
and you show her on a crotch rocket, and she comes in about to take off the helmet, doesn't take it off, but then takes it off, and it's Ember Moon. I felt like that would have been better served probably earlier in the show, maybe.
It would have been better served. It was Toni Storm.
Yeah.
I would love to see Toni Storm on a bike. I'd be cool with that.
But the thing is that promo, that setup, that person that's returning they did this video setup for this the past few weeks, and that's your payoff? Ember fucking Moon? Really?
Yeah. It's really kind of lackluster, man, because you've been building up this moment and it ends up being a second return or return announcement in the same fucking 5-minute segment.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was
that was probably one of the only times that I can remember watching NXT and being like, what the actual fuck is this?
And it would have made, hey, if there were 2 announcements, and the first one was Tony Storm, and then the second one was someone who, had been around, or what if it was fucking Charlotte Flair? Boom, that's fine. Tony Storm, Charlotte Flair. Tony Storm, Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Well, let's kind of take this conversation a little bit further. I mean, we're all familiar with Ember Moon. She's great in the ring. In my opinion, the one thing she's always severely lacked in is on the mic. She didn't have. She never conveyed that she was confident.
Did you guys watch her when she was out and she was on the backstage, the canceled Fox show? She was fucking phenomenal on the mic.
Well, I mean,
good.
Hopefully she's worked.
Hopefully it can transition to where we need it to be for her, second coming NXT.
It's
debut.
not that her mic skills weren't good. It's that the way they wrote the character, there was nothing there for her.
Yeah, you got to make a point. You make a point.
Facts.
What also makes this fail, just mind-bogglingly, just boring. Just like, okay, all right. If she would have came out and fucking cut a great promo on Shirai and how she's coming for the fucking belt, great. But even like you said, Simon, the little pause of that fucking helmet, it was ridiculous. It was just, all right, you guys did fuck up something pretty that could have been good.
I'll tell you what, as good as her top rope finisher is, I think she's got hopefully there's something else in that arsenal. I've always said she needed a second finisher, and now maybe to be her main finisher, just because it's really unbelievable that you could hit that.
Dude, it's 2020. It's going to be her riding on that motorcycle, running over people. Once again, it was a fucking vehicle used in a fucking angle in 2020. Thank you, 2020.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to do some improvements with her moving forward to just make the best of her second debut. We can only wait and see. I mean.
All right. Well, I'm sorry, Ember. I was trying to get you back, but it seemed like it didn't work. So my apologies, Ember.
You should have told her to take the helmet off the first time.
Yeah.
Because that was a hell of a pause. I was like, well, we're not taking the helmet off? We're not taking it off?
Or her spot could have been used to open the show, which they were doing all that stuff and, zooming, and then she hit the door and then boom,
Yep.
And my reaction would have been the fucking same. Oh, it was Ember Moon.
All right. Well, let's move over to our last match, the NXT Championship. Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly. Was this everything you guys imagined it would be?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
amazing.
If we had a real
blood capsules and everything.
If we had a real crowd, you would have heard the chant, "Fight forever." I truly believe we would have had that chant if we had a real crowd.
Had a real crowd. They were on video screens.
We had a live crowd that was physically there in the capacity before COVID. I feel that chant, "Fight Forever," would have been out. It was an excellent match. I'm so happy to see Kyle O'Reilly finally be able to showcase another person that, if you kept up with him before he got to WWE, it's phenomenal. So, I mean, it was great. I enjoyed the match. It was awesome.
Okay. Anybody else want to throw their two-piece in on that?
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle O'Reilly has arrived. This match was absolutely one of the best WWE matches that I've seen this year. But just mark it down.
Yeah.
It's and the thing that stands out for me is that they took so long to give O'Reilly this spot. But now that they did, and now that he delivered, I think that people are going to rally behind him. And Michaels, I think that you were the one that proposed the storyline of, separating Cole from the era. And I think that you could actually do that now, especially with the events that happened after the match. So I think that it was a job well done by absolutely everybody involved. But this match was the best WWE match I've seen all year.
Wow, I'm saying a lot there.
It's funny that you say that, because one of the things that I really got intrigued by was to kind of go against myself on that thought. And the reason being is this. When he brought him when he's carrying Cole on his shoulder, okay, you had Dexter Lumis already, we saw him backstage. So put those two psychopaths together, and then why don't you fucking pull the switch and have Finn Balor lead those crazy motherfuckers? That would be beautiful. Just a fucking evil cult. Now, if you don't want to go Finn Balor, if the company doesn't want to pull the trigger on that, maybe he goes to EU because Adam Cole's going up, or whatever. Then why not the Garganos leading those two psychopaths? Because obviously Johnny's a little woo, and so is Candice. It would make sense.
Damn.
As long as it's not Ember Moon.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Amber.
Can't get no love.
My apologies.
She better do something to knock our socks off.
I just thought the timing was right. I'm sorry. All right.
Not the timing we're taking that helmet off.
King Lucky, before I jump over, was there anything you wanted to mention on that match? Or
Rich Holland's got a huge upside. Yeah, and I think Michael's hit on something good. If they could put those two guys together, maybe, and package them with somebody else, I think that would be a really cool storyline. But huge upside for that guy. Look, he can work, and he looks great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the biggest thing of the night is we have a Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
Yes. So excited. Woo.
Yeah, man.
And of course, it showcased the beautiful Shotzi Blackheart. Man, I tell you what, I never thought there'd be somebody that can encroach the mind and heart space that Sasha occupies. Shotzi Blackheart has done that. She is the Elvira of NXT, and every time I see her work, it is beautiful.
So
encroach.
They think of her so highly as to have her host it instead of actually wrestle on
it. Hey, I'll take her in any capacity I can get her in. I'm good.
I like her hosting it. She's right now she's on a upward trajectory.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it. You don't have to feature on every show.
Yeah, but they didn't feature her on this show.
Yeah.
So, what the fuck?
Well, now
I have great words about her, but hey, that's cool. We don't have to watch her wrestle.
It's coming. It's coming.
Well, you know what? And I'll tell you right now, NXT is just stacking the deck with all this women's talent. I mean, they're so deep now that Tony's coming, and Ember Moon's back. I mean, they just have so many women. I'm wondering who's going up. We'll talk about that later.
Let me guess. You have the recipe, and you're going to tell us.
No. Only got one pick.
Oh, you only got one pick.
So you only get one pick. All right.
It doesn't matter. He'll tell us next week after the fucking draft is done that he picked them all.
That's right. The king is always right. Hashtag my king.
No. Hashtag the king's fold stinks.
Okay, so was there anything then that happened on Wednesday night that wasn't a part of the pay-per-view the night that you think, should be talked about?
Yes, Shotzi Blackheart started off the show. It was a good match. I enjoyed her. They had a lot of good, going home show, leading up to NXT Takeover 31. It was a good solid show. Lucky's favorite part was Cameron Grimes. You know, I'm sure Lucky found that to be very entertaining.
He'll be the co-host of Halloween Havoc. Cameron Grimes.
I feel like Cameron Grimes should sell like moonshine. Like I could just see him sell like I don't know, bathtub potato whiskey or vodka or some shit. I don't know. I don't know moonshine, but he looked like somebody sells that shit.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, they did a great job.
That was it? Okay.
With a go-home show, that was it. It's good.
Gotcha.
Santos Escobar, that little deal where he was in the room, looked like freaking Tony Montana,
Right.
That's what had me intrigued to watch the match. But yeah, it was a good show.
You mean that wasn't Andrade?
Well, I tell you what, if they push the button on Santos, he gonna replace Andrade on the main roster.
Absolutely, and he should.
I'll be real with you.
Yeah,
he should.
Because I'm telling you right now, he is entertaining to watch. He's very confident when he's doing his promos, and his ring presence is great. I just like the whole thing about it. I want to see him main roster intact,
especially when you compare it to Andrade, who was on the mic on Monday night, which was good God, holy shit!
It's the Lina Fort. It's the Lina Fort.
Well, while we're at it, let's just jump right over into Monday Night. King Lucky, let us know about the show, what you like or dislike.
Well, first of all, Raw was glorious. Start from the end to the beginning.
He didn't win the match, though. That's what fucking like. So you debut him just to have him fucking lose right off the bat?
Well, I knew he wasn't going to. I mean, but I do like the fact that he
glorious about it. Then what's so glorious? What's great about this character?
Hey, he's back on TV. He's a hell of a wrestler, and
he's a jobber.
Hopefully, yeah.
Seriously, that's how they're utilizing him, man. You just said it. Hey, you saw him. Yay, this is awesome. He's back. Oh, he fucking lost.
Yeah.
What's the point?
I was still happy to see Bobby Roode, so don't piss on my robe like they did.
I would have rather had him be the guy in the fucking helmet.
Yeah. Why not? Shit.
Did you just say don't piss on your robe?
Yeah, you don't remember when they threw Bobby Roode's robe in the toilet?
It's coming to
it was about the same time his career went in the toilet too.
Basically.
Man, Bobby, don't listen to him, all right?
Now let me ask you this question. Should Bobby Roode do what Ember Moon did and go back to NXT?
Oh,
that's what I said.
Without question.
Oh, you did say that. My bad. I didn't.
Yeah.
Without question. Yeah.
Without question.
He should have been the motorcycle guy instead of Ember Moon. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get traded there on the draft. Maybe he'll get traded to the draft.
Yeah. Elsewhere, I was happy that Ali was back and picked up a win.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that is how you do it. But yeah, that was good. I like this new thing with Alistair that they're doing, but I'll tell you the music, and also the gear too. Like have him have something that's more fucking edgier. His shit just the whole package right now with him. Vince just fucked him all up.
Hold on.
Guy, this is the same motherfucker who's just excited for a guy who comes out in a robe.
Yeah, but look,
now
the music. Aleister Black's music is fucking shit, right? And then the attire that he had, dude. I was fine with him being Metal Gear Solid, baby. Cover that eye, like that, and the fucking edgy
like Big Boss,
outfit.
Like Big Boss. Got you.
Yeah, man. Shit.
But apparently, it's funny how we talk about Aleister Black. According to Kevin Owens, he's the same type of mentality as the Fiend, which we'll talk about later in SmackDown. I just thought it was kind of interesting as we're bagging on Aleister Black and what he don't got. I think what he did is he lost his mojo. I'm just my opinion. I agree with you. Look, I don't like him like this.
Character.
Yeah.
They took his gimmick away from like a year ago when they called him up and they didn't know how to fucking use him when you were given the fucking playbook handed to you by your own fucking company. Use it.
I think that it speaks volumes that he was booked so well in NXT, like what everybody was saying.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to the main roster and immediately they don't know how to use him. But then when certain people take over on certain shows, then he just magically is on TV more frequently and is, more enthralling as a character. And then when that person is no longer writing TV, then we are where we are right now.
Yeah, but if that guy wasn't writing TV, if he was still writing TV, he wouldn't be with Roman.
Exactly.
Which made Roman this much better. So honestly, for the trade-off, I'd rather see Aleister Black suck and see Roman actually be a heel.
Unfortunately, I think that we are starting to see the jobification of Aleister Black.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, they took his gear, they took his music, they took his entrance,
they took his eye.
They took his eye.
We're in a fucking
yeah.
But they didn't take his girl. And
not yet.
You know what?
Not yet.
Yeah,
not until she gets drafted to fucking SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, not only that, she'll be doing marriage angles with him on screen. Listen, lucky enough, Aleister is young enough that once Vince transitions into the light, they can still bring him back.
Transition into the light.
By the time that happens, Aleister Black will be 55 and already have served 3 fucking turns in AEW. And
look.
I was gonna say, yeah. By that time, he would end up being AEW champion.
Hey, real talk. Not to go a little bit off course. Have y'all ever seen that show on Netflix called Altered Carbon? If that shit was fucking real, Vince McMahon would have a new sleeve, have his consciousness be traveled into some other new body, and still be running shit, and we'd still be fucking pissed off. Our grandkids would still be fucking pissed off if he could do it.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I mean, obviously, the biggest thing at the end of the night was Randy Orton, man. Fuck, that was so good. Coming
it's a little weird.
As the janitor, and then fucking just turn the lights out.
And fuck with those glasses.
Out on everybody.
Dude.
Where are those fucking glasses, though?
Let's go to the easiest first question. Was he the janitor or is he part of Retribution?
Yeah, that's what I thought when I initially saw him come on the screen.
Right? I'm thinking, wait, why is Tarakovich about to go in their dress? Wait, that's Randy Orton. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. He's got his night vision goggles. Apparently he can see, but the camera, which every other fucking time you do night vision, you show the guys getting beat up with night vision goggle camera, But no, we're going to play it realistic this time and just show you a black screen.
That's because they can't beat up the elderly on TV, man.
You know what's
can't get beat up on TV.
You know what's funny about that too is if we're looking at anachronisms and things that are done improperly, the fucking goggles or the glasses that he put on were actually welder's goggles. And what those are used to do is those are used to protect you from bright light.
Right, exactly.
Not darkness, and allow you to see in the darkness.
But the crew didn't have the night goggles in the truck, so they just grabbed them. Like, you could literally be like Vince walking down the hall going, oh, hey, what are you wearing? Oh, these welding goggles. Night vision goggles. Great idea.
But what's so funny is he looked more like a Ghostbuster with the goggles and the whole outfit than anything. I was like, what the fuck? And what's funny? The butt whooping he put on everybody must have not been that bad, because Shawn Michaels was right back at it on Wednesday, giving the best back and forth with Finn Balor.
Of course.
No, that could have been pre-recorded.
It's definitely
it probably was pre-recorded, but I'm just saying for the regular person watching.
I'm not saying that not making anything of it, but the fact of the matter is that it's absolutely right. They did that blackout not because of Big Show, not because of Sean, not because of Christian, because Ric Flair was relegated to driving the ambulance.
Yeah.
That means that he ain't taking any real bumps anytime soon.
Ever again.
Yeah,
you blow on Ric Flair, and there's a possibility he might be like Vince in transition.
But hey, you know what's so funny? And I didn't bring it up, but when he was driving the ambulance, I was thinking to myself, he's so old. Was his license revoked a long time ago and suspended like 10 years ago?
Dude, it was revoked back in 1976 when he got his first 10 DUI.
Like, you ain't supposed to drive, bro. You need to stop.
Oh man,
that was good.
Last thing, you guys want to say something about Aaliyah and Murphy?
I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it was good.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, listen, you guys already know how I feel about the Mysterio family, right? They're on TV way too much. But this Aaliyah thing, it's got some bite to it.
Okay.
And, you know, it's good.
Gotcha.
First of all, they're still filling. Apparently, what they need to do is they bring in Ray's wife to fill up ring space. That's all she's there for. It's kind of like an easel. It's standing there, but it really doesn't say much unless you actually, utilize it.
Remember, she's a mime, baby.
You know what's so not well. Here's the thing I will say about that whole Aaliyah and Buddy Murphy thing. It's interesting because a lot of people were having a little bit of a problem with it at first because she's 19. He's technically 32. But I thought it was interesting where they could take this. And that's where
she has to become a disciple of fucking Seth.
Yeah.
She has to partake in the community.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's she going to get initiated?
Jesus Christ.
Next.
No, I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just saying, like,
subscribe to WWE OnlyFans.
No.
They want a piece of all that action too.
You're only 5 years older than your daughter, or 4 years older than your daughter.
I don't mean it in that way. And that's a good point. I'm
sorry. I totally forgot you were hanging out with those high school.
Oh my
chicks.
God! I'm saying that y'all blew that out of proportion.
No, you're cool, dude. I get
it.
Hey,
there's no R. Kelly vibes over here. But what I am saying is how are they going to transition?
You and Murphy are the same age too, aren't you?
I wish I was the same age as Murphy. Yes, I'm 32. 32.
Okay. All right.
No. I just want to see how they're going to transition her into joining
womanhood.
I'm telling you, WWE OnlyFans right there. Subscribe. But no, I think that we do actually need to applaud WWE for some continuity. Once. I never do it, and I always get told that I never applaud WWE when they do things correctly. So obviously, up until last week, or at the pay-per-view, Akira Tozawa was rumored to be eaten by a shark. And they never really said anything about it. They just had his torn clothing. And everybody wondered what the fuck happened to Akira Tozawa. Did he get eaten by the shark? Is that the innuendo? And then it was confirmed, ladies and gentlemen, that Akira Tozawa was indeed eaten by a shark. Or so we all thought. But the fact that they carried it over from last week to this week, I have to applaud them for it. And obviously the chicanery involved with the 24/7 championship and R-Truth and Drew Gulak was fun.
Yes.
That's all I can say about it. It was just fun.
Absolutely.
I enjoy hearing Tozawa devoured. I can hear it again.
Tozawa devoured.
Yeah, it's hard to say that 5 times.
No.
Well, we'll jump right over into Impact Wrestling.
Ooh.
And I'll talk a little bit on what happened on Tuesday, and then apparently they had a pay-per-view that just popped out of nowhere this past weekend called Victory Road. And so, but anyway, this past Tuesday, for the first hour, it was just women wrestling, and it was actually really good. Got a chance to see another match with Tenille Dashwood and Jordan Grace, which Jordan Grace won that match. The funny thing about Tenille is that she has her sort of a manager who is her photographer. The gimmick with him, and his name is Caleb, and you just always have to understand that it's with a K. So anytime, anyone goes, hey, Caleb, he always go with a K, with the K. That's just kind of his gimmick. So it's pretty funny what they're doing with that whole thing, and he's running around with a camera taking pictures. But just make sure if you ever hear that Caleb is with Tenille, he's gonna let you know it's with the K. All right. EC3 is planning on having a funeral of the TNA title this Tuesday. If you guys can get access to the
hold on, get access to access.
Wait.
I know, right?
Let's go right here to the heart of the matter. And so, Lucky, how's EC3 doing, huh? How's your boy doing in there, huh?
I'll tell you what. I was so excited when Impact Wrestling made all these moves, and now 2 months later, all these moves are just, I'm not impressed.
So great. He's killing
He's
it.
not, yeah. I agree. Control your narrative, and his is whatever now.
Hey, if he wants to get that TNA championship, he's got it now. He can bury it along with his career. It's cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So that's going to be that'll be happening next week as well. We also had Heath showed up, and apparently he says that management is now looking at him because of the big 5-minute promo he had last week. Caught their interest in the whole hashtag that he has. Heath for Impact seems to be catching some wind. So we'll see where that goes. And I think I'll mention that for the Victory Road pay-per-view that happened this past weekend. There was, as we know, Bravo is still having his wedding. He's preparing with Rosemary. And he's been looking for this best man, which was Fallah Bahh. So, and of course, Swinger got a little bit upset about that. So they ended up having a match, and it's still going to be Fallah Bahh in that. So Fallah Bahh is his best man until something else happens with that.
Hey, I thought his best man was Mero. Mero, whatever they call that guy, right? He's the best man, right?
Best man.
You mean Miro? Different show, but yeah.
Another one.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's happening. And then, of course, Eddie Edwards, he was attacked last week when the lights went out, and he didn't know who.
It was Randy Orton.
You know what? It wasn't Randy Orton, but it happened to be Ken Shamrock. So, he's back at it and beating up.
So wait. In Impact, they have the old men. They have the lights go out. The old men beat up the young guys. All right, I got it. I know why they're not winning anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, so that was Tuesday there. Then for Victory Road, just a few matches that they had. They did have an X Division championship match with Rohit and Willie Mack. Well, no, they didn't. It wasn't a championship match. I'm sorry. It was just Rohit and Willie Mack, and then it says the winner for that was Willie Mack. So we'll see. A lot of these look like they just kind of threw some matches together. It was a Tommy Dreamer versus Brian Myers. Y'all know who Brian Myers? Remember who Brian Myers is? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then Brian Myers won.
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Really?
I don't.
Tell him who it is, King Lucky.
Yeah, King Lucky. Tell me who Brian Myers is.
Never mind. He's laughing. Curtis Hawkins. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, look. All
It's
right.
just laughable to me.
Okay, and let's see.
Yes, it is.
Somehow Moose ended up fighting Trey Miguel because he pissed off Scott D'Amore, so he just threw him in a match with Trey, and Trey beat Moose. Oh God.
Hold on, time out. I'm sorry to interrupt. I love how you just said, like, for some kind of reason, like Moose ended up getting in a fight. Like, you said it like it was
he went to go talk to Scott, and he's bothering Scott, and Scott's like, "Stop bothering me about EC3," because it's been an ongoing thing between Moose wanting to know where EC3 is, because every time EC3 appears, it's always on video, and then he's always threatening to do what he's about to do this coming Tuesday with destroying this TNA title. So Scott D'Amore was like, "Look, leave me alone with this whole thing. You know what? Go fight Trey." Then Trey beat him. So yeah.
Moose's
go ahead.
career is on fire as well over there. I love their stuff, but sometimes it just makes you just kind of go, what?
Yeah. Deonna Purrazzo again she had a match against Susie, and Deonna won that and retains.
Susie's still fighting her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not to become.
The payoff should already happen.
Young.
Yeah, she's still fighting that. Yep. Okay. And then, of course, the World Championship, Eric Young and Eddie Edwards, and Eric won, continue that. So anyway, that's that. Everything is now, of course, leading up to their real pay-per-view they've been promoting for the past 3 months, Bound for Glory. So that'll be something to be looking forward to. But that is pretty much all for Impact Wrestling. And we'll move right over into AEW, Sin City Steve. What's been going on over
there? So obviously Cody answered Mr. Brody Lee's challenge. And we'll see how this whole thing unfolds. I mean, damn it, Cody is getting these Hollywood gigs now, and what's he do? I mean, he could very easily, wrestle clean and not even be on the show, but instead he chooses to get involved in these gimmick matches, and now y'all know he is gonna bleed buckets. Yep. And probably throw another scar onto his face as a result of this damn dog collar match.
Hopefully the scar will be on his neck. Get rid of that tattoo.
Oh shit. Wow. It's kind of cold-blooded there, bro. Outside of that, also Dr. Britt Baker made her illustrious return. And quite honestly,
didn't she return though technically in the
she did, but she wasn't cleared.
Yeah.
In the doctor's office match? She wasn't cleared at that time? Okay.
Yeah. So now she's
Sin City.
What's up?
Sorry to stop you. I just want to say that red velvet is my favorite cake. Okay, go ahead.
Wow. DJ, want a slice? Want a slice?
It's just my favorite cake. I just wanted to let people know it was. Yeah. I'm sorry. Please continue.
No, dude, that's hey, DJ Impact with the sound bites, man.
You hear that, Mrs. Impact?
Well,
Mrs. Impact, your husband likes red velvet cake.
You know what?
Hey,
she knows already because I made that comment while I was next to her.
Hey, Sin City. This is the part where you tell Impact that the dentist didn't approve the consumption of red velvet.
Oh, there you go. Nice wordplay.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, the other thing that I think that we can't gloss over is, okay, Moxley and, his match against the Butcher. Okay. When the match was announced, I was like, all right, obviously there's no way in hell that Moxley is going to lose to this guy who's a glorified job guy in a tag team, no less. So he's not as strong as singles competitors if we use, certain methodology. So when that was announced, it almost lost me straight up. But I have to give the Butcher some credit, man. He brought it. Not to the degree that Kyle O'Reilly brought it in NXT, in arriving, but I think that we finally can give the Butcher some credibility because it was a solid match. It wasn't anything that was, blow the doors off the arena or anything like that. But it also wasn't a complete shit fest like what I, to be honest, kind of thought that it would have been.
He had to put in that performance though, because it was absolutely imperative that he get a match like that on his reel so that when he submits it to NXT, they sign him.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Oh shit.
Hey, real quick, Sin City. Did y'all notice that during the Britt Baker match, JR got a privilege to say that she's the what? Baddest bitch on the block? He was extra excited when he said, I said, they let you curse, old man. They let you curse. He
gave him a curse pass.
But no, and he was again talking about how thick she is in her arms. She's thick in her arms.
He thought she was wrestling
I think that those were rewards to JR for not fucking up on commentary.
Yes.
So I think Tony Khan was back there in gorilla position, like, yeah, JR, you can go ahead and say that shit.
Didn't he sound totally liberated just being able to say that? Like he was so happy and proud to say it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I tell you what.
Was there anything else on that show y'all like?
Oh yeah.
Go
Why
ahead.
is Scorpio Sky wrestling with SCU again? What the fuck is going on, dude? I mean, they're just going backward with Sky. He wrestled with SCU on Dark, and now on this show, I don't know. I'm losing hope for Sky, man. I mean, he's young, and they got a lot of future ahead of them.
He's not that young, bro.
Well, I know. I mean, he's not that young, but I mean, he ain't 40 or 50 years old either, or late 30s.
In wrestling age, when you get over the age of fucking 30, you're old, dude.
I still got hope for him, man, but they don't know what to do with him.
I thought that he was their promising black guy.
Maybe Will Hobbs is now.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
He's a hoss. He's a big boy. So,
Gotcha.
but I thought Isaiah Cassidy stepped up huge for them. Thought that match was good. He definitely after coming off that promo he cut on Jericho, I thought he showed up for the match. And then I'll tell you what, I love the seeds that was planted for MJF and Sammy Guevara feud. And maybe they kick Sammy out of the inner circle. Sammy turns into a huge baby face. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Why?
I don't see him turning into a huge baby face, but I definitely could see MJF in the inner circle at least.
Yeah.
I can see MJF taking over the inner circle.
Bingo.
But more importantly, the number one question is did Chris Jericho ask MJF if he wanted to be in the inner circle?
That's why I say he can take over the inner circle.
He will.
Do not make Sammy a baby face. That is a really fucking bad move. Please, AEW, anyone, if you are listening,
please
do
don't
not do that, because that will kill the kid's career.
Yeah, exactly.
He is great the way he is, and bless him, bless his heart. May he get gains in the weight room and get bigger and bigger. He will. He's gonna get bigger. You watch. Next year, he's gonna be like this.
How was that?
I made him like he ain't got no neck now.
Team No Neck. Apparently, he's Team No Neck.
Was anybody happy with Young Buck's actions?
I like it.
It's failed. Like this thing is failed with the Young Bucks. I mean, you love the guys overall. Like I'm just saying, in general, people love the Young Bucks. It's hard to, I don't know. They're not doing enough heelish shit.
We talking about it's not healing shit. If you upset and pissed off at your job and you can super kick somebody, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe it's just my crazy butt. I'm just saying. I mean, like, wouldn't you feel a little bit happy? Your job is emotionally draining and annoying,
Don't argue. He wants to far off face.
All right, then. Well, look, let's jump right over into WWE SmackDown, and either you, Simon Street, or Matt Michaels, tell us what you like or dislike about that show this past week.
There was definitely a lot to like. I know King Lucky was super excited when Carmella got on and did her vignette. He was probably mouth-watering, salivating. There's probably all types of
hey Mella
lotion everywhere, toilet paper roll that got you. King Lucky, love him some Mella as money.
Mm-hmm. At least I was using a tissue for that way, not when Sasha got beat down and you was crying.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, speaking of Sasha, great segue. I really like the quick brief promo that Sasha did. I think it was really good. I'm super excited to see what's that coming down. But what I really, really liked was, just, I'm going to say it, Roman Reigns. I really like, now, the reason why I like the segment with how he addressed his cousin is I have cousins that I treat as my brothers. And so I understand growing up, you even though you could go to war with one another, you still love them, you still family, but you like F you, right? So I like the whole interaction back and forth, how he was, Roman setting it up. And, obviously they're going to have a Hell in a Cell match. I'm just curious to see what that's going to look like. What is going to come of that?
Usually it's a thing that is like this. It goes over the ring.
Thank you, sir, for the illustration. I thought maybe I was going to have to use Braille to figure out what that one was. But what I mean by that is Jey Uso going to submit and finally say that Roman Reigns is the tribal chief? Or is he just going to keep fighting and keep fighting? I think he's going to, immediately say, you the one, you the tribal chief. And then we're going to move on.
Us how they start the tribal family. It's pretty clear cut. If they don't go that way,
then they're being WWE.
Well, no, it's just at that point, if you're not going that way, what validity does this have of Jay getting his ass kicked constantly?
It's true.
Makes no sense. So,
is there any other way that they could work themselves out of this angle?
Why would you want to?
No,
I'm not saying work out of the total angle, but I'm saying, is there another finish that you could see for that match?
Do you want to put the title on Jay? You probably do.
No.
I believe this is the best.
What I'm saying is, why would you want any other scenario or solution? The obvious answer should be that you have him so broken that he realizes that the only thing you can do is help Blood out until you eventually can, become the chief. Gives you layers of shit to work with for fucking years.
Yeah.
Not even just that, but too, I mean, and this is where you'll get excited, Mr. King Lucky. If The Rock ever decides to take a break from the life he's living and decides to come back and involve himself in the storyline, I don't know. Maybe that's a Smark's greatest wet dream. But that'll be interesting how this plays out with who's at the head of the table.
Here last week?
So what? I wasn't here last week.
I thought I was fucking losing my mind. I'm hearing this feeling. Did we not talk about that last week? Okay, no wonder. By the way, that's how we know that you're not listening to the shows either.
Oh.
you just made yourself.
Oh man.
Hey man. I can't multiply myself to be in 50 places at once, but yes, I will try better to listen to the podcast when I'm not on it.
That's a foregone conclusion, The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's definitely happening. And I think that one thing that we'll see through this is that Jay will actually end up being the most loyal person out of the entire faction once it is going, because he will be broken down so much. I think that was a perfect way to phrase it. But yeah, I definitely see that happening.
Who do you think they're going to add? Just thoughts. Right?
Everybody.
Every person imaginable.
Jimmy.
I'm serious.
Tamina.
Yeah.
Who else?
It makes a whole lot of sense to add those in there.
Yeah, Nia, Tamina. Yeah, all of them.
Is Naomi gonna be able to be in there too? Is she part of the family?
No, Naomi's getting.
It's only pure blood. It's only pure blood.
Exactly.
We like Harry Potter up in here. Only pure blood.
I was happy to have read that that whole storyline is actually being written by Roman and Heyman. So the creative team is not even a part of it, which says a lot, right? It says a lot, you know.
Get fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, I legitimately think that's the big reason why everything's going the way that it is because Roman, he has so much pull with everything with that company. And it wouldn't surprise me if he just went to Vince and said, "Hey, I'm turning heel, and I'm going to have Heyman with me, and this is what we're going to do."
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if Roman Reigns has 100% creative control.
Yeah.
Well, it also makes more sense for this storyline anyways. You want to be as authentic as possible.
Definitely.
You know, and so far, again, I don't know too much about the Samoan dynasty, but we've gotten a lot of exposure throughout the years.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems to be as authentic as a fan could look at. And knowing that Roman is at the helm of the writing, I'm pretty sure he's deeply influenced by the family and kind of putting that into play. I've liked it thus far. And y'all know, I was never part of Team Roman Reigns. Not ever. I love this Roman Reigns because I was always the number one person that was against Roman Reigns. I did not like him as a face. He got on my last damn nerves. But I always said if he was heel, kicking ass, taking names, didn't care, that's the Roman Reigns that I wanted. And that's what I got. Thank you, WWE. Christmas came early for me.
I'll tell you what else also impressed me too. I don't know who made the call, but for Jay to fight AJ Styles and not only to wrestle him, but to get the win.
Yes.
Which huge for his credibility. So, I mean, I thought that was another high spot in SmackDown. It was an excellent match.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe it's time, unless Michaels, you want to take it and talk about what was a great highlight, a continuation for SmackDown with regards to the Kevin Owens show and his guest, Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think that it's the best work we've seen Sami Zayn do in his whole career. So, you know, I think that you know, listen, they didn't need 2 championships. Him throwing it in the garbage was just exactly how it should have been. And boy, the ceiling is nothing but up for him.
Gosh, I love you, man. Did I ever tell you that? real talk, man. Real talk. You are like the Grinch that stole WrestleMania, man. For real. I just want to teleport you in a group of smarks and just see you shit on their robes all day. Tape it, bottle that some bitch up and put it on TV and make money.
So other than that, though, you will say you like that segment with Alexa Bliss.
I loved it. That was great.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. I mean, you know, I hopefully Kevin Owens finds something that, you know, because
we'll get to that.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, it was good. It was a hell of a segment. And I think Bliss is just really she's fully immersed in this role, and it just came off great.
Okay.
The one I was going to quickly say, I really liked how when she was talking to Kevin Owens, how she really said like she's just mesmerized, she just watches. And first thing that popped in my mind was Manson, because I remember seeing a documentary a long time ago how they interviewed some of the people that were in the Manson cult, and they would say they were just mesmerized every time he would speak. They would just listen and daze off. I was like, man, that's some creepy shit.
Stars just did a documentary that ran, I think, 8 weeks about the Manson murders, and it happened to coincide like right along this, you know, so they had her do the switch, and then we didn't see much of anything with it yet. And that documentary was airing during that point. And I think someone put two and two together and said,
Yeah.
hey, this is what we should do.
Yeah, she definitely is a follower, a cult-like follower with her, how she just loves the Fiend. It's interesting.
Got you.
This was the best segment on SmackDown. Without question. This was the highlight of the night for me. In a show that, you know, was pretty lackluster, to be honest. This was the blow away moment, and yeah, amazing work by everybody involved. From Bliss actually changing the way and the way that she was phrasing things and the inflection that she used in her voice, and also she actually spoke with a little bit of a different syncopation as well. And I think that's going to be really great to see, and especially if she can continue that that continuity with everything.
If she can continue that, you ain't going to see Bliss for long, because Hollywood's going to pick up on her.
You ain't lying there, brother.
Yeah,
you ain't lying there.
That's what I'm saying, though. I think that this could be huge for her.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, 5 years down the road, she should be in movies. Period. That's it.
Shit, her ass could be in The Strangers 3. If they made a Strangers 3, I could see her show up at someone's door ready to kill somebody with that blank.
But she wants to have an actual career.
True.
So probably stay away from The Strangers.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You make a good point there.
All right. Is that it for SmackDown? All right. So look, I realized that I sent you guys the wrong link in the show notes, but I just sent you the correct link in your messenger for the New Japan Pro Wrestling. You don't have to talk too much about it, Cincy. I see that you got it. Only thing I want to ask, as you kind of look through, the G1's been taking place. A lot of action's been happening daily. We see the records. It even breaks down, when what happened actually with the last matches and everything. Is there anything that really stands out to any of you guys with their records?
Yeah. A few things actually stand out to me. And the first thing that jumps off the page, if we look at the full standings so far, nobody in the tournament is undefeated. Right. So basically, you get 2 points for each win, and everybody has wrestled 4 times. So it is extremely competitive, especially in the A block, where, I mean, you've got Taichi, Jay White, Will Ospreay, Minoru Suzuki, and Kota Ibushi all with 6 points right now.
Yeah.
Our friend of the show, Jeff Cobb, is in there. He's got 2 points. Obviously we want to see more points out of him on that. Over in the B block, though, you've got Tetsuya Naito, Toru Yano, and Juice Robinson with 6 points each. The thing that jumps off the page for me is fucking Yano has just as many points as absolutely everybody in the tournament. Now, if you're not familiar with Toru Yano, he is a comedy wrestler. He's not a wrestler, but he's a wrestler, and I'm using finger quotes. Complete comedy gimmick. So I wonder if they're going to just say fuck it and have Yano go out of the B block and defeat Naito to get the championship shot. But I genuinely hope that's not the case. But if you are not familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling, if you're just hearing me rattle off these names that don't make any sense to you, one thing that I would urge you to do is to get on YouTube, or obviously New Japan World, or there are other websites where you may be able to get this. Go out of your way to watch the Tomohiro Ishii match against Shingo Takagi. They beat the shit out of each other for 26 minutes, and it was absolutely brutal. It was a great match, one of the more hard-hitting matches that I've seen. And for New Japan, that's saying a lot. So,
Steve, I got a question for you though. What do you get with Evil?
What do you mean?
What do you get with Evil?
I mean, he's got 4 points.
Now you get Dick to go.
What the fuck?
Well fucking done.
Oh shit.
Well fucking done, brother.
That's hilarious. Let me ask you this though, Sin City. Is Juice Robinson, is that a shock to see where he's at on this or not really?
So I think Juice really put himself over in the US New Japan shows. Because obviously they had the dojo running in California. So there's no reason why they shouldn't put those guys, to use out there and put on some great shows. Yeah. Juice Robinson has been doing a lot of amazing work, not just during the pandemic, but it was especially highlighted during the pandemic. Guy is absolutely killing it right now. Yeah. And that's another name that you actually could see coming out of the B block, and somebody that could actually get a shot. And of course, we're going to have those people, oh, well, he's a WWE guy, blah, blah, because he was CJ Parker in NXT, most infamously known as the hippie that, held up protest signs and hard-weighed Kevin Owens in his NXT debut by breaking his nose. So yeah, it's great to see how far he's come in both the ring and on the mic.
Absolutely. All right. Did anybody else want to mention anything about New Japan, or that's pretty much it? I know a lot of us don't really watch it, but we should, because it's some look like there's some good things happening, and it looks like the tournament continues on Monday. Yeah. So when you guys hear this, it's going to be continuing tonight.
We're about halfway done.
Yeah, halfway. Okay. So I thought this would be pretty fun to do. We know that the draft starts on tomorrow as well, or I should say Monday, today. And I'm just curious, because we could be here all day. That's why I'm only going to give you one. Name who was the one person that you would like to see drafted, from where to where, and then we're going to take a look and see when all this is over, was your likings or predictions correct? So with that, who wants to take the first one? You only could choose one. I know it's hard.
Ricochet to SmackDown.
Say it again?
Ricochet to SmackDown.
Ricochet to SmackDown. Okay. I'm writing this down here. Any particular
reasoning behind that?
Huh?
Any particular reasoning behind that?
Yeah. They've just buried him over on Raw. I mean, they have no use for him. At least on SmackDown, it's a working man show. He could be utilized better there.
He could work with Shorty G.
Fuck no. Hopefully Shorty G gets traded to the minor leagues.
Damn.
Out of WWE.
So much hate, man. So much hate.
Jesus.
All right. Who want to go next?
All right, I'll go. Shit.
Okay.
Kevin Owens from Raw to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think that
he's actually on the Raw roster.
Exactly my point.
Okay. Because why was he on SmackDown?
So basically, I think that they set the wheels into motion for that this week. I don't know why in the hell you use the KO show as the vehicle for that segment, unless he's coming over to the brand. Yeah. One thing that really makes me happy with that is, KO has been over on Raw, and he's been in the background. He hasn't been used. He's not been on any major shows in the last year. And it's criminal how they are misusing and underusing Kevin Owens in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I'm not just saying that because I look like him with the spike hair.
No, I completely agree with you. completely agree with you. He'll be better served in SmackDown.
All right, Simon Street, and you up next.
I'm gonna go for the bold decision of sending all of Retribution home. I'm joking, but I kind of serious just a little bit. I'm definitely gonna say someone we talked about earlier. I'm gonna say Aleister Black SmackDown. The reason why I say that is I think that the gimmick that they had him with, they took it away. All these changes with him, it doesn't sit well with me, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that speaks that. I think it would be a bit of a fresh start, and as King Lucky did say, it's a working man's program. So I think it would be great to see Aleister Black there, mix it up with the talent that's on there.
Okay. How about you, Matt Michaels?
I make a trade. I trade Bobby Lashley to Impact for Moose.
Oh.
That's funny.
That's it. I'm serious.
You're really serious.
Lashley to go. Period. Done.
Bobby Lashley.
Go. Period.
CEO of the Hurt Business.
He's the CEO.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
Done.
championship goes with him.
Impact.
So
I'm gonna put you on the spot now.
Yeah.
You asked us.
Yeah,
How about
that's
you
fine.
come up with a name?
That's fine. I will say I'm thinking, and I know this is, I don't know, probably doesn't make sense, but probably Bailey. We haven't mentioned any women. Bailey over to Raw.
So they flip-flop the champions?
Yeah.
Okay. You're
Say
batting.
what? Wait, say it again.
You're batting like a King Lucky here right now.
Hey, man.
you got to explain it. Explain
Yeah,
it. At
let's
least.
hear the
Explain
reason
it.
behind it.
Yeah, what's your reason for Bailey coming?
Welcome to my kingdom.
She's pretty much dominated SmackDown, right? So
And she's worked all the brands.
true. But why stay at SmackDown?
Because
You reached.
part of your ratings and you're on Fox, and that would be their natural instinct. I mean, that would just be from a company perspective, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something like Lacey Ryan move her over. Or is she on Raw? No, she's on Raw,
She
right?
was on
Lacey
Raw.
Ryan? Yeah, she
They're
was on
doing-
Raw.
They're doing such a good job with her, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh.
You did say Lacey Ryan, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a Lacey
We're
Ryan?
assuming that you mean Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans, exactly.
Lacey
All
got
right.
the deal and didn't
By
tell
the
us.
way, Street, if you know anything from listening to Lacey Ryan's interview, you know that she doesn't necessarily like that. So you're gonna have to apologize to her when you see her.
All right. I would
Yeah.
definitely apologize and whoop my ass because I know she whooped my ass. I want to get my ass whooped.
Michaels, give me a real spot you want to see Lashley at, not an Impact.
I want to see him gone. Okay, if I have to make a fucking draft prediction,
Yes.
just give me fucking one of the guys in the mask, those Lucha kids. Put one on
Oh, what?
NXT. So one of the Lucha brothers to NXT.
Wow.
Groucho or Harpo or whichever.
Oh my
Did you say Harpo? You mean from the color purple?
From the color.
You said Harpo. You said Harpo. Did you say Harpo? That's
You
from the
just
color purple.
you just made the biggest cultural, like, a black person, white person. We can't be any clearer.
I
on this.
thought you said Harpo. Only one Harpo in the world.
No, there's Harpo Marx, the actual
Yeah.
Harpo from things
Exactly.
based on. But because I'm white, I get that. Because you're black, you go color purple, and
Well,
that's
shit, I didn't know the other Harpo.
you know.
I didn't know. Go for the Harpo, you know. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. We just set race relations back like fucking 200 years, man.
Oh my Lord.
Oh man.
I can see it now. Go for the Harpo, you know, and have somebody spit in a glass of lemonade.
All right, guys. That's going to be our.
Jesus.
Oh man. And you also could be a sponsor. Just let us know. We'll take you in. Guarantee. Anyway, we do thank everybody though for listening or for watching us. And you know, 3 Count is where we're gonna be hearing next. And we thank everyone here from listening and for tuning in. And with that, we will see you next week. Peace.
Unless, of course, you're watching this on the live stream. We'll see you right now. Or you'll see us, because technically we can't see you. And I promise our cameras cannot look into your computers to see anything. Anything. So feel free, if you want to just kick back, pull off the boxer shorts or pull off the bras or pull off anything you want to pull off. We won't see it.
Please don't take screenshots or send any pictures to the DMs of the Vegas Bad Boys Podcasting, please.
All right. So we just letting this.
We're letting it roll, baby.
Itself, and then we'll be ready to go. Join 2-minute countdown.
It's the 2-minute countdown.
Come on, King Lucky. Fill 2 minutes. Go.
There you go.
Tell us what's happening in Smartville.
Yeah,
Smartville.
Are y'all voting? Are y'all voting this year?
They always vote for the king, baby. That's it. They only acknowledge one king.
Oh, so what you're saying? There's no democracy. It's just dictatorship. It's just dictatorship.
It's just me. What I say goes.
Yeah, but why do your people not listen to you sometimes, even though it's just you?
You know what? They gotta get put in line, you know.
How do you put them in line? If they don't even listen to you.
To the Smart County Jail.
Is that like the same program that the Hurt Business sent Cedric Alexander to boot camp?
DJ, get that rendering done, because like the audience viewership's just going. No.
Yeah, we could have Michael's entertainers for 2 minutes.
Yeah, man. I mean, can you twerk?
Ask your mama.
Hey, at the end of the day,
jokes on the behind the scenes right now, baby.
Hey, at the end of the day, man, did my mama pay you though? If she paid you, go to work, baby. Go to work.
No, because it's your mama.
I don't know. To be honest with you, my mama got bread.
Listen, I twerked so good that your mama was bouncing her checks off my ass.
Oh. All right. That was pretty good, actually.
I know.
I have no follow-up.
No. Anytime, DJ.
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Can you count us down at 10? You're not even going to indulge us, are you? You stubborn.
Because it ain't 20 seconds.
All right.
Boom.
Welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting. I'm your host, DJ Impact. I got the Bad Boys here with me, and we're here for 3 Count. We got 3 great stories that we just pulled off the internet, and we're going to see what our take is on that and see if you agree or disagree. How about from our first one, the HollywoodReporter.com. It's titled, WWE Headed to Trial for Copying Wrestlers' Tattoos for Video Games. So let me read a little bit about this. In 2009, Catherine Alexander heard a rumor. The tattoo artist was told that WWE was about to introduce a new consumer product, fake sleeves to be worn by those pretending to be their favorite wrestler. She contacted WWE legal department And after introducing herself as WWE superstar Randy Orton's tattoo artist, she said she was willing to negotiate for any reproductions of her work. Quote, the person laughed at me and said I had no grounds and they could do what they want with his images, end quote. She testified at the deposition. Quote, he is their wrestler, end quote. Now, the WWE isn't laughing anymore because this past weekend, or say last weekend, an Illinois federal judge handed her partial summary judgment by determining that WWE and Take-Two Interactive Software, the publisher for the WWE 2K series of video games, had indeed copied her work. Now, the question for a jury is whether that rises to copyright infringement. And that's the question, fellas, for you this evening, who read this up and down, who even read the 13 pages of the ruling. Tell us, fellas, what do you think? Do you happen to believe that this is rise to copyright infringement? Let's hear it.
I don't think that it's right to copyright infringement, but what I do think that this could be considered would be fair use. And I think that this is something that rages on in all sectors of the internet, especially with content creation and people that are either, forming an opinion on something or putting something out for the general populace. It comes down to this will always be something that's contested because fair use versus copyright is something that there's such a gray area involved. I don't think that things like this will ever be one way and then always that way. This is something that will be a contested ruling regardless.
Okay.
I think as far back as you go, I mean, you've seen this. The one thing that she could have had maybe a leg to stand on is the merchandise that they were selling, but the likeness of the character has been used in video games, throughout the ages. So I don't think that she'll end up winning this one. I mean, I think quite frankly, this is the way business has always been done.
Okay.
I think it's interesting because if you kind of look at it, it is something to consider. Do I think that she'll win her case? Probably not. I'm just going to be honest in my opinion. I don't think she'll win. But I do think for the future, I think a lot of people are going to consider that just in general. If I'm creating something, could it be later used? And could I get paid for it? So I think it's going to definitely affect future going forward, but she's not going to win.
Not only that, but I mean, it wasn't like she created an original design. This was like
it was only like a skull. It was like a skull. It was like,
if that's the case, if you award this person, what you're really saying then is you got to go back and reward all these tattoo artists,
exactly,
for their work. So they get thrown out.
Well, okay.
She'll get comp tickets and level 400 to the next.
Pretty much.
Well, I will say this, and then I come over to you, Matt Michaels. It did say, though, at the same time, last March, that Take-Two beat a copyright suit by a company that claimed to own the tattoo designs featured on the bodies of the NBA stars LeBron James, Kenyon Martin, and Eric Bledsoe. So, do you think it's still not possible for her to get a win out of this?
No.
She ain't got no money. She ain't got no good lawyer.
Well, but you just said it. She ain't got money. Why are you suing? Because you ain't got money. All right? You're a tattoo artist. You're not fucking painting something that you're privately selling. You're tattooing it on a guy who you well know is a fucking TV personality who also has had his images in games before. So you either set it up to take advantage of that and try suing them, or you know that your art's going to be seen by many people, and basically you get business because of that. Otherwise, fuck off. This is stupid. You know, what the fuck? Listen, the Brahma Bull is one of the most fucking iconic images in wrestling, and that tattoo has been featured in games going fucking all the way back to the fucking beginning of the Attitude Era. All right. Has that guy ever or woman ever come out and said, you know what? That's my tattoo art? No. This is fucking ridiculous. It's fucking someone trying to make money. That's it. Put it to bed. See you next week.
She is Matt Michaels. She is an artist.
Fuck that. She knows that she's fucking doing artwork on a guy who's in video games. Fuck it. She should know better. She can't win that shit. You shouldn't try to win that shit. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
A very strong case. He's saying it 100% what it is. I mean, it's like us. If let's say our show, we use something that an artist came up with that was tattooed on one of our bodies. Like what?
Don't say nothing that's going to get us in trouble.
Yeah, I'm not going to get us in trouble. I'm saying in the sense, let's just say Simon Street lost his fucking mind way worse than normally does and puts a whole side face tattoo, Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting, right? Okay, and I get a tattoo on my face. It's showcased on the show. You can see it on my face. And then that tattoo artist says, well, I did the tattoo. Get the fuck out of here. And that's why I agree with Michael.
If that tattoo artist wants fucking money from us, then he's a fucking idiot, and you're even more of an idiot for getting a fucking tattoo on your face.
Isn't anybody that puts a tattoo on their face or neck kind of, I'm just wondering.
Yeah. You got to get a fake tattoo coming up.
That's a fake tattoo. I can take that motherfucker off.
It's as simple as this. What other artwork has this woman done on famous people? Has she? If she hasn't, then you know what? You're out for the money. That's it.
All right, let me ask.
Or did she take advantage of it? Because that's why I heard Michael said, like, did she was smart when she was doing these tattoos on Randy Orton? And I know most tattoo artists, they have a folder that shows their previous work and say, hey, I did Randy Orton's tattoo. I mean, wouldn't she have gotten a lot of work after that if she properly showcased that I work on tattoos for Randy Orton?
Yeah.
You would think, yeah. It's probably got to be on their Instagram.
Yeah. Free advertising.
Same.
Free promotion.
Maybe Randy Orton should sue her ass for that.
So then let me ask you guys this then. Except, all of you guys are saying, this is ridiculous and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Why then would a federal judge hand her partial summary judgment determining that both WWE and Take-Two, had indeed copied her work? Why would a judge do that if it's bullshit? Why would they even go through this process?
In Illinois. They tried. No, seriously.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Because the example in the article about the NBA thing, that was tried in New York. All right. They lost. They couldn't prove that, the NBA players' tattoos were theirs. So the artist didn't get the money. So you go to a different district, all right? This woman's not stupid. She didn't hire lawyers, or she's from Illinois, all right? But most likely they found the district that would take the case. That's what you do. All right? And then you have it in front of a judge. And federal judges, it's not like they're the Supreme Court. So basically, they'll go through this process. It will go to trial, and as soon as the trial ends with her winning or losing, it's going to get appealed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's all this is. It's a game.
Not money to fight it either.
Yeah, exactly. Unless she's a successful tattoo artist who's done this on other people.
Wrapped up in litigation.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a never-ending fight.
Well,
you know who really needs to? Cody Rhodes needs to sue his tattoo artist for letting that be seen on national TV.
No lies detected.
I just want to know what he was drinking.
All right. Well, I guess we'll leave it there. We'll find out and see what happens. This artist was like, look, this is my work. Everybody ran off and took it. I deserve to be compensated for it. But you guys are saying, hell no, you don't. Get out of here.
But here's the thing. It was her work, but it was his body. And who does he work for? And who does he actually probably have a document that signed that anything that is Randy Orton related, they own?
No.
Including his name.
And
like we discussed in previous episodes. Continuity.
Mhm.
Right.
They about to take them Twitch accounts too.
Yep.
All right. Well, look, let's then go over to our second count. This should be something that I thought will make Steve just let loose everywhere on King Lucky's screen.
Hello.
On King Lucky's what?
On his screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stop.
So Variety.com had a title that AEW continues to grow 1 year after launch of Dynamite on TNT. And the question
wait, before you even ask the question,
sure.
Can I say what a brilliant headline that was by Variety? Business continues to grow during the end of first year. I would hope that it's only been a year that the business would continue to grow. Because if it didn't, you'd be in big fucking trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So ask the question now that the stupid title's out of the way. Thank you, Variety.
Of course, it just goes through talking about the beginning of when it started 1 year ago. The question I want to ask you, though, for each one of you, and we can start from Sin City. Do you believe, though, that since AEW started to right now, do you see that this company has been very successful on all levels that they were planning on being on when they started this particular business? And is it going to continue to grow? What's your idea with that?
On all levels, no. I think that there have been a couple of missteps, but all told, they've already secured a new TV deal, which at the end of the day is the biggest barometer of what is successful. When you are
but that guy who gave it to him got fired after he did it. So.
Well, hey, I mean, shit happens.
Maybe we should talk about that right there.
Might be a good call. But no, I mean, there were reports that Turner was looking at expanding the AEW profile and adding more hours of AEW programming to their family of networks, which I think that speaks volumes for not just how the company itself is doing, but also how much faith their TV provider or TV contract deal has in their product. So I think that there's no doubt that this company is going to continue to grow. To think otherwise is foolish, especially when you have the guaranteed deals rolling in and the money that is going to the cons on top of what they already have. They're solid for quite some time. I think that they could improve on a couple of things, but keep in mind we are just now starting to see the end, if you will, of the measures that were put into place for the pandemic. So we just got done dealing with a global event that crippled the economies and stifled innovation.
Hey, hold on, time out. Let's not use that word. We got done dealing with.
No, I said hopefully we are coming toward the end of it. I'm being optimistic with it. Okay.
The words made it sound like it's over.
No, it's definitely not over.
Okay.
It's definitely not over. And, to think otherwise, honestly, is foolish as well. This is something that the phrase has been thrown out there, we're in this together, and that's, somewhat of a corny phrase, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and it's the fucking truth. Mm-hmm. So, we're coming out of this, and hopefully we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I'll go over to you, King Lucky. I mean, it's been 1 year. I mean, would you call AEW successful?
Smashing success. I will say that, while they've been very successful, as Steve pointed out, they just did a new deal. Whether that guy got fired or not, that signed the deal. There's a deal, for an extension, right?
Well, okay, hold on. Let me stop you guys right there. I just find that interesting that if the guy got fired and you guys look at it, well, the deal was signed, so it doesn't matter. But the bottom line is he done something maybe he wasn't supposed to do.
Hey, but you know what?
So maybe the whole idea of this success is not really what it is. That's all I'm saying.
Well, let me ask you this question. What makes
hold on. So you're just torpedoing AEW.
I'm
brother, you are burying an entire company right now.
I'm just saying that if he did something wrong, what apparently it seems like he did, because if you're successful, it would not have been an issue.
Well,
right?
We don't know.
But what makes you think he got fired in direct correlation to the new extension TV deal? I mean, it could have been something else.
Because they reorganized right after that deal.
Okay. So it's clear that he was fired because of this deal, or he was gone because of this deal.
Let's put it this way: the deal was signed, and then weeks later, he was gone. The truth of the matter is that without him there to protect it now, that at any point that show can be canceled. So they have to do good now.
Well, here's the thing. Looking at this past year, right, you're starting to see more of an integration of AEW into like TNT programming and advertising. Mm-hmm. So they're doubling down on whatever investment they initially made. So I think that shows a positive sign.
Or it's a negative sign.
Well, it could be.
Because if you're investing more money into your advertising than you were early on, well, when you launch a show, that's when you're going to put the most fucking money into it, right? Now, if they're putting more money into it, if they're trying to get more, that means they're not meeting what their expectations were of the actual product.
Or you could be bullish in the beginning, not invest anything because you're like, oh, this is wrestling, so who knows?
They weren't going to do that. They were not going to do that. Okay, first of all, what fucking person in their right mind goes, here's a contract. Oh, it's just wrestling. Fuck that. You're wrong right there. You're only going back to WCW when the fucking product was already established for 20 years before fucking Turner, had to go and rebrand it, just to keep wrestling on his fucking network, dude. Don't fucking make it. Don't make it.
Tony Khan, who had relationships. So, moving on from that, I think the biggest thing, when you look at AEW, maybe some things that they kind of fell short on was like their women's division. They've finally started to make good on that, because it was one of the weak parts. Yes.
Well,
you're huffing and puffing. I just want to see where you want to go.
So now your success is based on the women's division.
No, I've said that they've had a lot of success, but one of their downsides was the women's division.
And I'm saying, how much more is their women's division going to perk up their companies overall?
I think, not a lot.
No.
Part of also, I'd like to see them. One of the things I'd like to see them do is create new stars, because they have tons of ex-WWE wrestlers or people that were already known, but creating their own stars will be the true test.
So the problem with that we can all agree to the sun, sets that the way they should be going is developing new talent. We've argued this for over a year. They're still not doing it to the point where we believe they should be. One of the reasons is because they have a television deal and they work with the television company who's highly invested in this company. So therefore, the executives want names. They want people who've been on WWE TV because those are the names. Those are recognizable products to people who might not know that they're no longer with the WWE. And as you're flipping through, you go, wait, what the hell is this? Who's that guy? I thought he was on the other. What is this? That's what you're trying to do with that. So the problem is that they want established fucking names. So this was my problem with the potential of networks getting involved. We can go off of this whole concept of, it's fine and dandy and gosh darn it, man, we're going out there and we're making the wrestling world proud and boy, oh boy. And the fact of the matter is at any moment, TNT can go, you know what? We saw that we gave you a huge fucking push through the NBA finals, and it's not going to happen this year. It might not even happen next year, but it could happen about 3 years down the road, where if those are not hitting where they believe it should be hitting, and they've done all this promotion, etc., then they got to pull the plug on it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me jump right over to you. Simon Street is 1 year in. You call it successful?
Well, first of all, maybe it's just me when I say that if you're still around after 1 year, you at least have gained some success of just still being there. So let's just say that first and foremost. One thing that I will say, which is interesting, is about a year ago, maybe a little bit before that, we were really looking to see what is where we are now going to look like. I think the first episode of Dynamite was April 14th, if I'm not mistaken, or something. No, I'm sorry, October 14th. I'm sorry, yeah. October 14th. Somewhere around there was the first episode. And so now we're coming up on almost a year from the date, almost. I think that AEW has done quite well considering the situation of a pandemic. However, I do think that there's a lesson to be learned with AEW, very much in how we all were with our own parents. Our parents would tell us a long time ago, it's probably not going to work the way you think it is. Here's what to expect. And as we're young bucks, we're all like, nah, things are going to be different. I'm going to do this, and this. And so the reason why I bring up that analogy is, WWE, for all of its problems that it has, they knew how to navigate with TV deals. They knew how to navigate. And I feel like that, to me, when I look at AEW, that's kind of successful, how they're still trying to navigate through that. I think they know that they can't build new stars because the network is basically requesting that they have these known names. I'm going to be confident to say that they have been successful. I think we're going to see them around much longer because I think the one thing they have proven is that they can play. And I'm saying that from a fan's perspective. I'm not going to put numbers, crunch numbers and quarterly reports. And I'm not doing none of that. I'm just going to say that they said they were going to come play. They are playing. They're competitive. Yes, they have a lot of things they need to work on. And it's not just the women's division. And I think that they are dedicated to doing that. I've seen some adjustments just in the last 3 to 4 months. And I think we've all seen that. And again, that speaks volumes of the heart that they have. And I believe the article stated that as well, that they have the heart to stick around. And I think that if they can have that heart, that determination, that grit, and have people in their ear who probably used to work for WWE, who knows how to navigate, with TV deals to get where they want to get. So I think they have been successful, to answer your question.
Matt Michaels, AEW, has it been successful?
It's been a running company.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing you can say about a business that comes out of nowhere. It's running.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are they going to be successful? Could be. Also, what is the determination of success? It's the other thing. We don't know what the expectations on them are. But one of the things that they've done, I think, very, I don't want to say stupidly, but they've tried to do everything that the WWE basically has short of the actual network, right? One of the big examples is the toy deal. The toy deal was supposed to be fucking this huge launch, this line. And you go to any Walmart right now, and most likely there is a fucking display that just has figures sitting there. And this is the problem, I think, in general with the company. You're selling those figures for about $20 a shot, I think, something like that.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to drop that down.
So don't look great either.
Drop it down to 12.
Exactly. So, and you know what? For Lucky to say that is he was really excited when those, prototypes. And that's a very interesting problem that they have, because you specifically marketed these toys at a price that is meant for people our age, okay? Collectors, people who have the income to put it out there. But you're now shooting your foot with the actual market you should be getting, and that is, you're a new company. Go after those fucking kids. Market it towards the kids. Get them to buy it. Put your prices down. You don't need the collectors, because you know what? Yeah, exactly. $10. There you go. You want to outsell the WWE? You sell them for $8. You know, and one of the biggest things, really quick, one of the biggest things is that you could tell that initially, when those were released, they got snatched up very quickly by guys who turned around and sold them on eBay for fucking ridiculous amounts of money. So their theory also backfired. You got the initial sell, but the only reason it got sold is because people knew if they buy them all up and then they turn around, they could profit off of it. So in essence, now you're asking a fan who really wanted a Chris Jericho figure to end up paying $40 or $50 on eBay.
Right.
And that might be for his fucking kid. That's what sucks. And that's relative to the problem they're having. You want to build those new fans.
Yeah, not only that, I've been to multiple stores, since the launch. And quite frankly, I haven't seen them at, any of the stores out here in Vegas. I mean, I've ran into maybe 2 or 3, and I'm an avid, toy collector, especially if the figures look good. They didn't impress me at all. But to your point, there was a whole bunch of them in one store that was just sitting there collecting dust.
Well, I would also say this too that I find interesting now that you mention it. So they came out and you maybe heard about it for 2 weeks and that was it. I rarely see any commercials showing these figures. When WWE would do it, you see the kids playing, the adults playing with the ring and acting like you don't see any of that happening on their side, almost to the point that it's non-existent.
Randy's the only one that promotes it.
So that's a good point, man, Mike. I didn't even think about that. But I mean, yeah, man, it's to put so much value in that. And now it's kind of like, it's not even, yeah.
You better refocus. Christmas is coming, baby.
Christmas is here.
I do have to read a comment from the chat. And this comes from Shant. And he asks, DJ, he asks you a question.
Oh, I didn't see that. Let me see.
He says, why does DJ have so much hate on AEW?
Easy.
DJ, don't be a Russo.
A Russo? Listen, my job as the host is to get conversation going there, Shan.
Oh shit! You treat
The
thing is,
now would be the opportunity to mute Impact for the only time ever.
Yes. Yes.
I'm doing something worse to him. Go ahead, keep talking, DJ.
Oh, that was it.
Keep talking, DJ.
Oh, you want to mute me?
No, keep talking.
Again, that is the reason why.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I'm telling you.
But listen,
the thing is, that's your mute.
Hey,
you're the moderator, so you get it the worst.
Right.
Hey, Shan, I just want to say this is how Impact is with all sports teams. He picks and chooses who he likes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, also, I think if you look at
all I'm saying, because I picked the article for a reason. I mean, Variety says, look, they are a successful company in a year, and all I'm asking is, have they been that? And I'm just curious if everyone believed that is the case. But I do find interesting, which I didn't know before bringing up this article, that somebody was let go due to a decision. When I hear that, I go, well, wait a minute. Why would that happen? Now, other than that, listen, I've been to AEW shows. I got an AEW shirt. I watch AEW on TV. So it's not like I sit and just shit on it. Okay.
Dark.
Because I got a job, King Lucky, and I already have to watch like 10 wrestling. I already got 10 wrestling shows I already got to watch, and to add another one, I just don't have all that time. Yeah. But listen, but the bottom line is that I'm just curious with all of you. Again, do you really, is that what you feel about the organization overall with AEW?
AEW has been a smashing success with people like Shant.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
And if they want to continue with that being their fan base, and that is, males who are anywhere between, 30 to 50.
Yeah.
And I know they're doing the younger demo, but at the same time, the core of their group are people in that age range. And if you don't draw in a lot more of that younger group and people who don't necessarily watch wrestling, then you're going to have problems.
What type of fans those are? The same fans that said John Cena sucks. So now they have an alternative.
Yep. That's exactly what
But I will tell you, lastly, just to drop a bow on this whole thing, they've been successful, but the fucking rankings haven't been.
No.
With the what?
I've said from the beginning the rankings wouldn't mean shit, and they haven't.
Like the contender rankings?
Yeah. They really tried to go in, and I give them props for really trying to go in on them with showing them on their Instagram, showing them on their website, talking about the show. But I no, I'm gonna be honest, because I was someone I thought it would be cool if they would go in properly on the rankings. You're right, King Lucky. It has gone exactly nowhere.
Yeah. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, baby. Right? Good TV, good stories. Give me some steak, give me some sizzle. That's it.
But they'll still pivot and do better.
Yeah. Why not? When they cut the rankings up.
The fact of the matter is that when you're writing a show that your audience knows is scripted, unless it's little kids who don't know that Santa Claus scenario, okay, then what's the point of that? Outside of trying to impress those New Japan fans.
Right.
You know what? I will say this. If, let's just say, in another year, AEW doesn't make it, they pull the plug, I will be sad to see it go. I'll be honest and say that. For whatever anybody wants to analyze that, I would be sad. I know there'd be a lot of other people feel the same way.
Well, even if
no one wants to see it go.
Right.
Yeah, no one wants to see it go. Not only that, but even if they pull the plug, they'll pick up a deal somewhere else. That's just the simple fact of it.
Well,
as long as it's not Access TV, because
wait.
that'll kill it.
Here's the problem with that. That you're assuming that what we just said before, you brought up the being looked at it as wrestling, right?
Yeah.
So if they're not successful with this, if TNT doesn't feel they're successful, why in blue hell would any other network, and I'm talking an actual network, not being picked up on Access or something like that, right?
Hey,
I'm talking an actual viable network that has a history. Why would they ever touch the product?
It's a lot to chew. It's a lot to chew. As a company, as a network, you'd have to be very ambitious, even as TNT was to take on AEW. It's a lot.
The scenario is more important that they are successful enough to keep running, to entice another network to invest in another company.
Yeah.
Right? That's how things grow then, is fair competition. That's what happened with ECW. But at the same time, the problem is that ECW was confined by the network, right? They signed a horrible deal. It was bad for them. And WCW was, losing that fan base because WWE was offering an alternative product. So in that case, it really destroyed, it ended up destroying, if you look at it, the Monday Night Wars ended up destroying and putting the WWE as the only company for years. And now this is this should be started by a base of people who want to be alternative to the actual product that is the only product out there that's on a national scale, or on a big TV network deal. But they have to maintain a growth. And if they maintain a continuous growth, then advertisers, especially if they keep doing good numbers on the 18 to 49, advertisers will keep paying.
Yeah.
That's what keeps them in business.
Bertrand.
What you have to do as a company is you have to then build your stars.
I mean, and it's interesting you say that age demographic. I just see just in general wrestling, in general, whether it's WWE or AEW, I see that being a challenge. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys make fun of me because I hang out with high school kids, which is not the case, but a lot of them really don't watch wrestling like we did. And that's something to really honestly look at for them. And I'll be honest with you, just my opinion, I think it's because the format of the way it is works for us because it can hold our attention. I honestly think the biggest problem with wrestling, the reason why it's not hitting that age demographic is because these kids like it fast. They like that TikTok fast. They like that quick snippets of videos fast. And until wrestling as just entertainment, pro wrestling finds a way to slice up that pie for that younger age demographic, it's always going to be a struggle. But, you never know where there's a challenge. There's innovation. And hopefully somebody will come up with the sauce.
Bertrand. Okay, let's go to our. Let's go to our.
I was wondering what the hell you were doing.
I know. I thought you
did that too.
I thought you were coughing or some shit. I'm like,
okay, but it makes sense. So
yeah,
nice job.
Good job, Impact. Good job.
Thank you. All right. Our third count for tonight, ringsidenews.com. All right. Marty Jannetty admits to burning body after murdering man when he was a teenager. The story goes like this. Marty Jannetty made headlines when he confessed to killing a man when he was a teenager. The man he killed was allegedly trying to rape him. He backed off that story and said that it was a pro wrestling angle. But now Marty Jannetty has new details to share. While speaking to Hannibal TV, Marty Jannetty was asked about the murder confession. He explained that things got real when the Georgia Bureau of Investigation contacted him. So he had to tell them that it was a pro wrestling storyline. Then he proceeded to paint a picture that didn't seem like a storyline at all.
Can
King
I just?
Lucky, you seem like I'm gonna go to you, Simon. King Lucky look like he's just like I can't deal with it.
It's so fucking.
Look. I'm gonna say it like this.
Why is he grabbing
Ass
for
mess?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Why is he grabbing for this attention right now?
Yes.
Like this is so fucking idiotic that he's bringing this out. Like, I don't know.
Hot mess.
Should the GBI ask him where is the burned bones bodies?
They should. Unsolved mystery. Fuck that guy.
He never was right. He never was right. I think we all knew that. He never was really right. Even as a rocker, we knew he wasn't all up there.
His brain was knocked loose after he got kicked and put to the glass.
Okay.
Well, this incident happened before he was kicked through the barbershop.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask y'all this. I mean, I don't know. Raise a hand. No. We have to use words here. Does there anybody here believe what he's saying? Give me a hell yeah.
That's a horrible way to confirm it.
Hell yeah.
If someone was raped and then lit on fire. I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's hell no.
Well, but okay. So,
hell no.
So okay, all right. So nobody believes it, but how do you know it didn't happen? Why are we calling him to say he's crazy and he's not taking what he's saying to be true?
So let's just start with the fact that this apparently happened when he was 13.
Correct.
So 13-year-old Marty Jannetty just happens to grab a brick, or as it morphed into as a cinder block.
Yeah.
Hits the guy with this and immediately kills him. One hit.
Right there. He died right there.
He didn't know that it was going to do that.
Yeah, well, no one knows that it's going to actually do that because it doesn't fucking actually do that because you're 13 years old. First of all, are you really bringing up a cinder block, cocking it back, and hitting someone with it? Second of all, you have the strength to pick up the cinder block by yourself, but you need your cousin to help you carry the body. That was the next part of this story. Then they cut up the body. They cut up the body and then they burn it, but it all isn't burning. So now they have to bury it, which they could have just buried the fucking body because 13-year-olds who are not social psychopaths do not think, well, boy, you know what we should do? Cut them up and then burn them. You don't think like that. And then finally, if you were 13 years old when this happened, you're telling the Bureau that it's just a wrestling storyline. And by the way, I haven't been in pro wrestling as an active wrestler for, I don't know, probably over a decade. And oh yeah, I was 13 when this happened, which obviously I was wrestling.
Matt, listen. Okay. This is what he said. Listen.
And how dare he? Wait, if by God, you know what? If that woman would have just had a tattoo done, she could have put a tattoo on him and then she could have sued him for likeness infringement too.
He says, this is what sticks to me. A 13-year-old boy was getting raped and you're mad at him. When it comes down to it, people just want to make people feel better about themselves. He said the problem is that whether the murder happened or not, it doesn't matter because all people want to do is put him down.
Okay, can hold on. No, and when I read this in the article, I was thinking to myself, who in their right monkey-loving mind would say it like that if you wasn't trying to get attention? Like if I'm confessing to a murder, whether or not I knew I got raped or was about to get raped and I had a legitimate reason to try to kill somebody, I would not be putting a spin on it like that. I would have just came out with the story and be like, look, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going to happen.
But maybe you guys
couldn't be clear.
But maybe you guys are looking at it too logically. If he's really not fully there, and he might not really be there, but there could be still some truth to it. Does that make the story not nowhere being true at all? Just because it's not logically put succinct the way that we think it should be laid out.
Well, it has to be taken seriously because we're talking about someone claiming that they took a life, got their cousin to chop it up, burn it up, whatever the hell they did to it. So they have to take it seriously. But the biggest question is when they find out that it's all made up, why?
He's the victim. You're absolutely right. He's the victim. Why are people mad at me? Well, because first of all, if you're afraid to go to the cops, okay, understandable. But you are saying that basically what you're saying is, okay, well, you guys are mad at me, but I did what anyone else would do in self-defense if I was in that position. However, after doing it in self-defense, which is a legal protection I have to protect myself from, being physically harmed, then I decided, no, I murdered him. So now, instead of calling the police and say, this is what happened, I in a panic, I don't know what happened, I'm so sorry, but this guy was trying to do this to me, blah, blah, blah. No, you decide to fucking chop up the body and burn it because, again, any sane 13-year-old knows that chopping up a body and burning it, it's like, dude, even at that time, when he was 13, think about this. It was not an everyday news occurrence where you see about people chopping up bodies and burning them or disposing of them. That shit was done hush hush, right? But if you're 13, you get that idea, I don't see how it pops in his head. And he's also been able to keep this with him for 40 years.
Yeah.
Like, this hasn't eaten at him. In fact, the idea that he was potentially raped wasn't something that put him even into, take out the murder aspect of it, put you into therapy when you're at some point in your life. No, it's Marty fucking Jannetty. There's a reason Sean is the successful of the two.
Let's talk Vegas bad boy business here live in front of the world. Would you be okay if we go after Marty Jannetty for an interview so we can get him on? You guys would be all right with that? Yeah?
I'm cool with it because I want to ask him. I'm like, man, I need to know, bro. Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot.
We're going to reach out to him and we're going to see if he's willing to come on so we can have this discussion.
When we do it, give him the background that's a barbershop. I said it.
Okay.
Well, I'd rather give him a burning fire.
That's horrible.
Jesus. So I think that this is as good of a time as any for me to make this into a cuttable kind of a scene. Impact, you'll put some sort of a I don't want to say celebratory, but kind of like upbeat, kind of like PSA music.
Okay. Yeah. I see that.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, don't do meth. Thank you.
Sounds good to me. The more you know.
Boom, 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 boom. Seriously, like this guy, what the actual fuck? Okay, so obviously we've cut a lot of jokes. We've talked a lot of shit about him. Now let's be serious. Mm-hmm. He definitely has some mental health issues. I think that if nothing else, we can form that opinion. At the end of the day, mental health is not something that should be made fun of. But at the end of the day, it's something that should be treated as well. And Marty is the only person that will actually be able to get himself the treatment that he needs. So let's just hope that he actually does that shit and doesn't go on Facebook posting shit like it's 1986, according to Shant in the chat.
Yeah. Shant been on a roll.
He has,
today,
man.
He's been on a roll.
But yeah,
Wow.
he just needs to get some help at this point.
He does. And with what Steve was saying, I mean, the accusations that he's making or how that story went is something that's scary. For a 13-year-old in general, if you were put in that situation, unless it wasn't your first time being put in a situation, I could assume he would be in shock. Do you see what I'm saying? Even if, let's say, he defended himself, picked up a cinder block, adrenaline was pumping, hit him over the head. Like Michaels was saying, at that point, your mind, even at 18, don't chop somebody up and light them on fire.
Wait. And now something, as you said, that just hit me too.
Mm-hmm.
There's been no indication from what I could see in that article for sure of where this took place. And I think he might have said something and when he first brought this up, a couple weeks ago when not enough people paid attention. So he was going to bring it back up. Where the hell did this happen?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, was this at a bar? Because initially it sounded like, well, maybe this was at a bar and a guy was like hitting on him or something. And then, because the way he came out with it initially sounded like he came out and he basically said, I murdered a gay man who wanted to rape me or something to that extent. Now, if you think about it, well, if he was 13,
couldn't be in a bar.
Couldn't have been in a bar.
It's just like none of this shit's adding up. What I see though is this. Mr. Scorsese, if you are listening tonight, this needs to be your next fucking film. All right. The beginning starts where you see him, you hear Sean saying the words to him, and then Sean, you see the super kick hit him and it freezes. And that's when Marty goes into the voiceover about, my life was going great until this. And then we get a great gritty fucking film about the life of Marty Jannetty and in the underworld of his, existence and, how he just fought through all this adversity. And then, of course, that leads us to the final scene where the helicopters are flying overhead and he's running around with the Coke in his fucking car. Girlfriend who's got the fucking, the baby full of, Coke and all that shit. Yeah.
Full of Coke,
dude. The baby full of Coke. Him and a baby doing Coke. Okay. And it was fucking fabulous. Okay. And the baby was driving. The baby was driving the fucking car.
And the baby's face looked like a powdered donut, right? With all the Coke.
Yeah. Because Jannetty knew that he couldn't drive. He was so fucking whacked. So obviously little baby Chucky here can drive. So yeah, no, it's going to be a fabulous film. Scorsese, please. Your people, my people, get together.
Rated R for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Well, gentlemen, we have completed the 3 count. Exciting 3 stories. We learned a lot today.
Did we though?
We did. We learned what success is. We learned what success isn't. And we'll just go from there.
We learned a lot about the minds of a 13-year-old child in a bad, precarious situation.
That's true.
How would you know this? Oh, that's right. You hang around with high school kids.
Man.
Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
Guy doesn't give context, and let me tell you, that story just keeps coming, but it's all good. It's all good.
Oh man. You just gotta you know what? This time if I mute you, it's for your own good.
Yeah.
This time, yeah.
Yeah. But before we mute you, let's give you your final thoughts. Let's keep it clean. Simon Street, go. What would you like to tell all the people out there?
I didn't do it.
Oh man.
No.
We're already denying it.
No. Real talk. Thank you everybody for tuning into the show. Thank you for some of the people today when me and Impact were on the live chat for the app. If you haven't already and you're watching the show and you like what you see, download the app on Google Play, Apple Store.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for all the support. We really do appreciate it. Without all you guys, we wouldn't be able to keep this steam locomotive going.
Absolutely. All right, King Lucky. We're Smartville. What's going on, man?
Thank you, guys. Good night.
That bottle's already empty.
Oh my God.
Lucky's got his bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, he is just.
Good night.
He's like you two, but you know he's got the drink instead of the edibles. Okay.
Who said there's no edibles?
So
I'm
there
not,
you go.
I'm not hiding.
We're looking for a sponsorship. Jardine, you want to sponsor us?
Right?
Sin City, man, what you want to tell all these people out here?
I just want to say thank you to every single one of you guys that are liking, sharing, subscribing, and just checking out the show, interacting with us in the chat. We really do appreciate you guys. And, you know, it's fun what we do, but you guys are the reason why we do it. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, just thank you for your loyalty. Shout out to the Storm and Mormon, who is now serving our country valiantly. One of our super fans. So,
yep.
And obviously repsports.com, reppsports.com, promo code Vegas at checkout, save yourself 15%.
All right. Matt Michaels, man, what you want to tell these people?
If the rubber don't fit, you gotta quit.
You know what? That line worked. It worked. So you got to keep that in your arsenal, you know?
A right-sized rubber.
Okay, like I said, I was
all right.
Hashtag right-sized rubber. There you go.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening, and we will be back next week.